All right. Yeah. It's Friday. I don't have my flamingo shirt on, though. All right. That's okay. We'll live. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up? Sorry for the delay. I know, again, these shows just kind of happen when they happen. And I found some time today. Well, I had to get this done today, right? Because, I mean, I haven't done a show all week. I haven't posted anything all week. But my goal is right now, like I said, 1 to maybe 2 videos a week, either live streams or edited content. So we're a little bit behind today, but I do appreciate you guys for coming through. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It's a slow time of year. I mean, basketball's been huge, right? Recruiting has been awesome. We know Kevin Kopps took home some hardware, which is cool. But there's actually quite a bit in this show. There's quite a bit to talk about, quite a bit to address. So do me a favor, if you guys have any questions or comments, fire away. Super Chat is up and running as well. If you guys want to be a part of the Patreon, there is the Patreon page. Just one more time in case you missed it. Right there it is. A minimum of $4 a month goes towards helping out the channel. Yeah. So I think I got everything squared away here. I'm trying to pull up all the everything I had that I was going to tweet, and I try to be as efficient as I can across social media, but that's not super easy. Let me get on the official PTN Twitter here and make sure I retweet that really quick. Oh, don't you just love it? You got to do it on your phone because I don't have my account on my computer. There we go. Boom, bing, bing, boom. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's do this. So if you haven't heard, Christian Franklin, he signed his deal today. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. Drafted in the 4th round with the Cubbies. Ugh. That's okay. It could be worse. Drafted in the 4th round. 425,000 buckaroos. 400. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change, right? I mean, that's not bad. So good for him. I will have to wait and see. I don't think we don't have any more information on any other players right now. Not that I'm aware of. Let me double check something here really quick. Okay. So congrats to Christian Franklin. That's huge. I kind of thought it would be, I mean, based on what most of those guys make in the 4th round where he was picked, I kind of figured it would be somewhere around 400. But 425, good for him. Honestly, I thought it would be anywhere between 3, because I was talking with a friend of mine about this. We were comparing other players. I thought it would actually be somewhere around 375. I was wrong. That's all right. All right, Kevin Kopps. Just 3 days after signing with the San Diego Padres, being drafted rather, in the 3rd round. He was the first Razorback taken, by the way. The Razorbacks star pitcher was named the 43rd Golden Spikes Award winner as the best player in college baseball during a presentation on ESPN, beating out Vanderbilt's duo of Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter. Kopps is just the 2nd Arkansas player to ever win the award, joining 2015 recipient Andrew Benintendi. So Arkansas, I guess the Golden Spikes are it's the Heisman of college baseball. I always kind of thought that the Dick Hauser was more of the, because that's the best all-around player, right? Which I guess the Golden Spikes is too. Whatever. Regardless, he's taken home a lot of hardware, and this is the 2nd time again alongside Andrew Benintendi. I can't believe it's already been 6 years for Andrew Benintendi. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. For some reason in the back of my mind, I was thinking when someone asked me that, I think it was actually my neighbor Alex and I were talking about it one day, and I was like, yeah, back in like 2017, I think, when Benintendi won that award. It's crazy to think he was on that. I forget he was on the 2015 crew. or that season. So it's been 6 years. It's kind of nuts. So Kopps, unanimous first-team All-American. He also won, again, the Dick Hauser Trophy. He was also the Collegiate Baseball and Division I, a D1 Baseball National Player of the Year. So he won those awards. Perfect Game Rawlings and College Baseball Foundation Pitcher of the Year. He took home those awards. And the NCBWA Stopper of the Year award. I'm not going to lie. I had no idea what that even was. Until I read that. Kopps' ERA, his ERA broke the U of A single-season record previously held by Philip Stidham. If you don't know who he is, don't feel bad. I didn't either. He played for Arkansas back in 1990. His ERA was impressive, .95. I think he I looked at it. I think he was drafted. Oh, gosh. I think he was drafted by Detroit, maybe. Didn't do much in the pros. But while his victory and save totals each rank among the Razorbacks' 10 best single seasons ever, leading the team in innings, 89 2/3, and appearances, 33. He also racked up 131 strikeouts, which ranked 10th nationally. That's a closer. That's a closer with 131 strikeouts. Top 10 in the country, and his third in school history with only 18, all that with 18 walks. That's just incredible. I don't know that there'll ever be another Kevin Kopps. I don't know, at least at Arkansas. Maybe, but as a closer and what he did, he went 12-1 on the season with 11 saves. During the Fayetteville Regional, he threw 185 pitches in 13 and 1/3 scoreless innings across 3 appearances in a 4-day span. Kopps was the first Arkansas player selected in the 2021 draft when the Padres picked him 3rd round Monday afternoon. Despite being a 6th-year senior, already 24 years old, he went 99th overall and is expected to sign a professional contract ahead of the August 1st deadline. So he doesn't have a contract yet. Okay. Hang on just a second. Hang on one moment. One moment, please, sir. So, Kopps is just, he's a cheat code is what he is. Kopps is a cheat code. Good for him. He takes home the hardware. Yeah, I'm not seeing chat. That's weird. Hey, I appreciate the happy birthday. So this is weird. I don't know what's going on. I can't see any chat on my screen, so clearly YouTube is having a rough day. Let me see if I can get chat working. There it goes. Wow. Unreal. I don't know what was up with chat. That was strange. Okay. Let me get caught up. Hey, again, appreciate the birthday wishes. Yep, I turned 21 yesterday. I was waiting on my wife to call me a liar. I do appreciate that, big man Ross. It's birthday all weekend. No, and I did not turn 21. I'll just say I'm in my 30s. I'm on the wrong side of 30, as they say. Bad boys, what change is gonna do? I see what you're saying. You're trying to do the bad boys. Joined a bit late. How's it going, big fella? Josh, I'm doing fine, my man. Doing fine. Baseball's looking stout for next year. I know they got a number of guys coming back. I've just not sat down and looked at what that looks like next year just yet. Again, baseball's a back burner for me. I'm not going to lie. It's my third thing that I try to keep up with. I hate to say that. I know the most successful thing on campus. I try my best to keep you guys up to date with it. I appreciate the super chat, Josh. Thank you. Ty, opinion on our chances with Smith and Ware. So I tried to reach out to 2 individuals who could probably help me in this department. I don't know. That's all I can say. I don't know. I think things are looking better for Ware. I think, who's the other guy? Walsh. I think Walsh, someone had said that Musselman just started following Walsh on Twitter, which is usually a sign that something positive's going on there in terms of maybe he's going to commit. I don't know. I like where we're at with where at the moment, but I'm not going to say, like right now, I don't know where he ends up going. I really don't. I'm telling you, though, they got to get one of those bigs. They got to get one of those big fellas for sure. What's up, brother? Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Doug Stubbs. Happy birthday, says Celtics for life. Thank you. Chris K says, must bus. Hey, Ty. What's up, Tim? So awesome that all of us Hog fans are super excited about football, basketball, and baseball. Go Hogs. That's right, man. When was the last time? Look, Razorback fans are going to be excited about football no matter what, right? No matter what, we're excited. We could have gone, although it would have been disappointing, we could have gone 0-10 last year. Who gives a damn? We're football. It's a football state. It's a football fan base. Die hard basketball and baseball, sure. But football's it. Maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know. Or, I mean, we got Tim in Arizona, right? I mean, we've got a whole bunch of fans outside of the South. It's just something about it, even though we haven't exactly been where we want to be. Could have gone 0-10, and yet we're still excited for next year. Don't get me wrong. There is a cap, right? When you went 3-7 or 4-6, however you want to put it. Should have won. I mean, they were in position to win 5, maybe even 6 games last year. I would say legitimately 5 wins last year. They could have had things gone their way. LSU and Auburn screw jobs, have they not have had those circumstances not happen the way they did, we're probably talking about a 5-5 team a year ago with a lot more hype going into the year. But don't get me wrong, the previous year does have an impact on the fan base. Is it hyped like pre-2012 was? Well, okay. Pre-2011, 12 would have been had things not happened in the spring. We all know about that with the motorcycle and the blunt. But pre-2011, that is some of the most exciting. That's the most excited I've seen this fan base in a long time. Pre-2011 was incredible. I mean, all the weapons you had coming back. You felt good about what was going on at quarterback. Yeah, I agree, though, Tim. The hype is for real with Arkansas football this year. I think for fans, it's like we saw a good product on the field last year. Or we finished. I'm not going to say good, because even 4-6, if you want to count the Auburn game, isn't exactly, that's not selling tickets, assuming you could sell them to begin with, no thanks to COVID. But the product was better a year ago than we had seen in the previous, especially the previous 2 seasons. But then going back to even Bielema's final year, like the hype and the excitement just dropped, Doug Stubbs, and I turned 30 in 2 weeks. For some reason, I thought you were older. Aren't we friends on Facebook? I thought we were friends on Facebook, Doug. Celtics for life. I think we get where we need to give up on Smith. Yeah. I'm not Smith. I'm just kind of, we'll see, but I don't. Jordan Walsh is a much better prospect and seems very high on the Arkansas. He does at the moment. Josh says, I don't know, man. Smith is, I believe, 17 in the country right now. I think he'd be good for U of A. Jeremiah Granite. Am I saying that right, Jeremiah? Is it just me, or does Otis Kirk give anyone else shit when he talks? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it brutal? Oh, it is brutal. Try to get through a recruiting video. I don't know, man. I mean, I've talked to Otis. We had him on a podcast I used to be on. We had him on, and the guy doesn't hold back. I'll tell you that much. Happy birthday, bro. You don't look a day over 19. Oh, by the way, can I borrow $20? I am. That's with you. You say, oh, I see what you're saying. Because I was lying about my age. Yeah. So, good for Kevin Kopps. Excited for him. And congrats to him. I mean, It's so good to see these Razorbacks collecting the hardware. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we'd like to have seen him. If you're gonna lose this year, you wanted to lose in the College World Series championship. That was the benchmark, right, for the Hogs this year. As the season went on, it didn't start out that way. You were top 10, top 12, but like the expectation wasn't to win a natty until you started getting all those number one rankings, right? D1 baseball, Baseball America. Was it Baseball America? No. Yeah. I mean, you had all these sites starting to, really prop you up. Arkansas looked completely unbeatable. Didn't lose a single series game all year. And then they just fold against, NC State was pretty good. Okay. Arkansas basketball recruiting. I need to figure out how to put these. You could put for people who are watching this later, there's a way you could put little marks, like timestamps. I need to figure out how to do that. Make it easier for you guys. Derrian Ford committed to Arkansas. What a huge get for the Hogs. Not unexpected. 6'3", and a half, about $190, $195, top 3 player in the state of Arkansas in this 2022 class out of Magnolia, Arkansas. Arkansas now just killing it, you guys. Number 1 class in the SEC, number 3 in the country. And, oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure they're going to try and fill this class out. I'm pretty sure they're going to try and fill it out at 5. I could be wrong. I think they have room for 5. It's either 4 or 5. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. But regardless, you add another – let's say you do get one of those 4 stars or one of the 5 stars. This is the number 1 class in the country. I mean, you could stop at that, and you probably finish top 3 or number 1 in the country, somewhere near the top. Who would have thought, man? Year 3, going into year 3, coming out of a COVID year. Going into a COVID year, you finish in the Elite 8. Look what it does for your recruiting. Look what someone like Musselman oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Where are those haters? Where are they? They're nowhere to be found. I've talked about this so many times. When I said it's time to move on for Mike Anderson, I was called a racist, right? I had people, one individual, you can find him on Twitter. I think he's still there. I'd rather not give him credit. I don't want to say his name. But he really went after me. Good. Saying that Musselman was a bad pick and that I was racist for wanting to move on from Mike Anderson. And look where Arkansas is with Musselman. No disrespect to Mikey. I love Mike Anderson, man. Again, no one was more disappointed or, I don't know, I don't want to say upset, but I wanted him to work out here so bad because of the ties, obviously, to the 90s and what he accomplished at other schools, but mainly because of his affiliation to the University of Arkansas, to Nolan Richardson. I love Mike Anderson. I shook his hand years ago. Nice guy, as everyone always says, nice guy. He was. I think he really cared about his players. He really wanted what was best for the team, what was best for the organization, or best for the individuals and the team. Love Mikey. Love me some Mike Anderson. But it just didn't work out, man. He could never, didn't lose a whole lot during the regular season, but couldn't get it done in postseason. Now you have a guy in Eric Musselman. Despite some of the adversity that he had to deal with, again, year 2, COVID, injuries that happened throughout the year, key guys going out with injuries, still fought his way, finished top 2 in the SEC, and got these guys all the way to the Elite 8. I think Arkansas was neck and neck with Alabama. Maybe I'm back and forth on that. Bama was good. Nate Oates has done a great job at Alabama. There's no disrespect to what they've done over there, but man, I love where they're at. The excitement for Arkansas basketball is the highest it's the highest I can remember since they announced hiring Mike Anderson. The fan base went crazy when they hired Mike Anderson. They went nuts for Mike Anderson. But it was a different kind of excitement, right? You were excited because, we're going to get back to what we had under Nolan, right? We're getting back to that. It's about to be chaos. going to be hell on that court. You're gonna have to deal with full court pressure and gaudy numbers on the floor. It's just going to be ridiculous. Forcing turnovers left and right, putting up just great numbers, scoring a bunch of points, and doing what you got to do to win games, but being successful at it like Nolan was able to. Of course, Nolan had guys like Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Oliver Miller, obviously Corliss Williamson. Like you could, the list goes on, But that was the excitement for Mike Anderson. This is different. This is excitement because you've seen it. We've seen it. Year one, he was definitely above expectations. I had him at 13 to 14 wins. Most college basketball analysts said that Arkansas would be lucky to finish with 14 wins. They went on and won six or so more games, which is not a lot more, but it's still overachieving. Year one, year two. I said here before the season, I liked them as they're a Sweet 16 caliber team. I wasn't sure I saw them getting that far. I'm not going to take credit for that at all. I didn't say they were going to get there, and they did. But you see the payoff here. Derrian Ford, 6'3", 190-pound 4-star, top 3 player in the state of Arkansas. Barry Dunning out of Mobile, Alabama, the number 1 player in the state of Alabama, 6'6", 205 forward. He's a Razorback. Joseph Pinion, who it wouldn't surprise me if another star gets added on to his name, but you're still talking about the number 4 player in the state of Arkansas, top 35 in his position, 6'6", 180 pounds. Yeah, people seem to think he's going to get another star eventually, right? So that brings us to what's up? What's next on the list? Obanor chooses another school. This guy. Boop. He does not go to Arkansas. He goes to Texas Tech. By the way, guys, I never felt like he was coming here. Was I excited at the possibility? Sure. Never felt like this guy was coming. He goes to Texas Tech. Is what it is. Congrats to him. I think had he come to Arkansas, you're probably playing for – I think the argument then becomes – I don't like doing the too early projection stuff, but I feel like Arkansas would have been a legit somewhere between a top 5 team in the country and probably favored somewhere between the Elite 8 and Final 4. Like, that's the kind of talk. I'm not saying that that's where analysts would pick Arkansas, but you feel like that's where things were headed if he had chosen Arkansas. He didn't. That's all right. He's got to do what he feels like is best for him. There were some rumors about NIL deals. I have no idea if those are legit. We got to remember Lubbock is more than twice the size of Fayetteville. What is it, 240,000 people or something like that? It's like size of Little Rock or bigger. All the way over there on the west side of Texas, too. It's pretty far over there. But it's close to home. And I guess he's got a friend or knows someone on the staff. I just never felt comfortable with him coming here. So Mark Douglas says, "I am so ready for Arkansas basketball to be a dynasty over decades. We can become an every year team mentioned in the likes of Duke, North Carolina." Class of 22 might be better than 2020. It could. Or the 21 class. Mike Anderson era was killed with the hand checking rules that came into play. They did. I'm not going to deny that those rules had an impact, but at the end of the day, the guy just recruiting wise was never really blown away by his recruiting. He had a couple of top 10 classes if I remember right. He had some okay moments recruiting, right? He had some great moments as a coach here. But you can't let a rule like hand-checking rules prevent you from going anything further than the second round. They were such a disappointment in postseason. Obanor was – that's right, Sean Sutton at ORU. Obanor gets on the campus of ORU, and Sean goes to TTU. There was no way we win that recruiting battle because Muss recruited Obanor when he – oh, okay. Still lost to Sutton. Yeah. I have no idea why you guys are talking about Musselman's wife. I don't know what you're talking about. What? Oh, my goodness. Hi, Ty. Good to hear from you, brother. Was wondering what you think about Tyrus Washington. Yeah, I talked about him not long ago, him committing. I've heard that people like him playing on the other side of the ball. I like him. I mean, it's not a I think Aaron Outley last year was, as a prospect, I think maybe a little better, but then he sustained, he had an injury that ended his senior season in high school. So I don't know how much that injury is going to slow him down as far as his development, but I liked Aaron Outley, and I'm not saying he's a better prospect. I liked him better for what they recruited him to do. I think he's a for sure tight end and someone who, if healthy and nothing gets in his way in terms of, his rehabilitation from his injury, as long as everything goes smoothly, I think he's going to be. I think he's expected to be 100%, if not already. But I don't know. Like, it's a good get, but when they talk about a kid being multi-positional like that, it means maybe he isn't. But he's recruited as a tight end, right? But then they're like, well, there's a possibility he could play defensive end. Oh, so he's not. What does that mean? Like it happens all the time. I get it. You get prospects, that are listed as athletes and they play in multiple positions because they're good at multiple positions. I don't know if Tyrus actually played defensive end in high school. Maybe a little bit. Maybe lined up there a little bit. But I think he excelled as a tight end. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it was an offer to go after his teammate. That's what I think it was. Megatron is a funny name for tight end or defensive end. Yeah. Well, he gave himself that nickname, didn't he? Or maybe not. Isn't that his Twitter handle? Wasn't that his Twitter handle for a little while or something? Or is that just something teammates call him? I don't know. Yeah, so what's next then? Huh? If this guy's gone, what's next? I think there's a couple of positions or a couple of guys they're in on. I know of one for sure that has already been rumored to have been reached out by Arkansas. We'll get to that in a second. Hang on. I wanted to go over here in just a second. First, let's talk about this transfer or this individual that, according to John Rothstein, that Arkansas has reached out to. Cincinnati transfer Keith Williams tells me that he's receiving interest from the following programs: Arkansas, Maryland, Florida, and Western Kentucky. Now, I don't think Arkansas ends up getting him because I don't, first off, and I'm not calling the kid a liar, I just don't know why they need another guard. I mean, how many guards are on campus right now? What do they have, like 9, 10? How many guards do we have on campus? 15? 20? His numbers aren't great, but they're not terrible. Keith Williams, 2021, he averaged about 26 minutes on the floor for Cincinnati. He played in 23 games, shot 39% from field goal, 14 points a game, not bad. I mean, you're not going to deny that if you're not going after another post player, if you're not going after a 4 spot, a power forward, someone north of like 6'7", 6'8", another big to play low, another post guy. If you can't land another one, then sure, maybe. He's got a good size frame, this Keith Williams. 6'5". Now, one site had him at 6'6", 220. I'm just going to go with I'm going to go with a more conservative estimate, 6'5", 215, and that's what ESPN has him as. Yeah, I mean, he averaged, again, 4 rebounds a game. He averaged nearly 3 assists. That's not terrible. And he shot from 3-point range, he shot 31.5%. Now, what I don't see is how many shots he took at 3-point range. I'm going to assume he probably played the 3 spot with Cincinnati. So I don't know. Maybe he jacked up a lot of threes, maybe not that many. I don't know. I do like, 14 points a game, 14 and a half. We know Cincinnati is capable of one of those programs of being pretty good, but they weren't very good last year. They finished 8-6 in conference, 12-11 overall. But again, according to John Rothstein, Arkansas according to Keith Williams, he says that Arkansas reached out to him. Again, he's a senior, 6'5", 215, 14 points, nearly 3 assists, 4 rebounds, free throw 65%. Y'all, that's terrible. That's awful. How is Muss going to replicate the bond last year's team had? Too many stars, maybe? I think if there's anybody that I feel comfortable with being able to do that, it's someone like Eric Musselman, who has coached minor league pro basketball, who's coached in the NBA. If there's anyone who can handle the cockiness or whatever these guys have that are on campus. By the way, like I said, I believe they have 5 spots in this class, and they have 1 spot left for this team for the 2021-2022 Razorbacks. I think it's 1 spot left. I can't wait to sit down and play around with what this lineup's going to look like. It's ridiculous. Even if they don't add anybody, they are stacked. They are a preseason top 12, top 15 team. We know. I say top 15 because we know someone's going to screw Arkansas over. But they are a legit. Right now, I could say this now. I wasn't prepared to do this last July. I wasn't prepared to say, yeah, they're a Sweet 16 caliber team. They are a Sweet 16 caliber team, and they could only get better. That's just a wild guess, and just based on what we know they have at the moment. Starting 5 is going to be interesting. I'm going to play around with that. I'm probably more excited for basketball than I am anything right now. Don't get me wrong. I'm always super stoked. Football is what this show circles around, and I'm excited for football. Like I said earlier, they could have gone 0-10. I still would have been excited for football because it's football. Come on, it's football. It's football. It's great, right? What's the word on the 5-star in Cali? I don't know. I know that that's Muss's territory, right? He's going to be able to go out there and go West Coast and make moves out there. I mean, it's his territory. He can recruit out there. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I have no idea. I know that they reached out or they when you look at their offers and you look at who all is on this list, you still have, I think they said they were in on Austin Nunez, but I don't see them. I have a hard time seeing them picking up Nunez. Maybe I'm wrong. Jordan Welsh, now Jordan Welsh, who's out of Southern California Academy, 4-star 6'7", small forward. What is his crystal ball? Do we have his crystal ball? Are there any crystal balls on this kid? No crystal balls right now. I like him a lot, by the way. I like him a lot. Arkansas has, if you read enough around, Arkansas's, I think, made some headway. You probably know as much as I do at the moment on Jordan Walsh. It's a possibility out of Castaic, California, Southern California Academy High School. His other offers include Auburn, Cal, of course, Georgia, and Kansas. Brandon Jenkins, who evaluated him, has him as a Power 5 starter. Walsh is a very long and active dual forward prospect who projects as a wing long-term, but right now his offensive game is more than that of a hybrid 4. He has the upside to be a versatile asset at the high major level. He has good bounce and fluid strides to add to his lengthy frame. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Jordan Walsh, who again, Eric Musselman followed on Twitter, and like I said earlier, we know if you know that situation, when Eric Musselman follows somebody on Twitter, it's usually a good sign. I'm not going to say one thing or another because I believe he has followed someone who did not commit to Arkansas. So I don't know if there's much to that or not. Right? You've also got Wright out of now I think that's who you're talking about, out of Sierra Canyon, Kanjani Wright. 6'9", 235. That's another guy. I just don't know where they're at with him either. I don't know. He's got a bunch of good offers. We'll see. He's projected. I mean, they've already got him projected as like a first-round prospect. It's ridiculous. Must did a great job last year. That bond was very weak until midway through SEC play. By the end of the guys were a friggin' war party, says Huma. It took half the season to form that bond. Well, they had to deal with some adversity last year with their injuries, so it's not as if, like, sometimes it takes those guys a little bit to, I don't know if you want to call it bond or just gel together on the floor. And there's also finding the right combination of your starting five. We saw them experiment with Connor Vanover like the entire year. At one point, he's playing more than just a half, right? He's doing more than just winning the tip-off. And then as the season went on, he just became a tip-off guy, and then eventually he just never saw the floor. I think some of it was Eric Musselman trying to figure out what works best on the floor. You did have your four that primarily played the most, and it did feel like it kind of took them a little bit, but they still kind of experimented, moved guys around. It took them a little bit, I agree. But I think I don't think it was just about them bonding. I think it was also a combination of Eric Musselman dealing with the ebbs and flows of the season, getting a better grip of his team. You're trying to get five guys who, half of which came out of high school. Some of them played last year under Musselman. The others were transfers. So that's why the offseason is so much more important now than ever. Because of grad transfer rules, because of the transfer rules, because of now you've got NIL, which is going to have an impact, but the new NIL rules under the NCAA. But you're going to have a mixed. It's like it's like a pool party where you don't know any of the people until you get to know them in the pool, right? Like, you don't know anybody until they jump in the pool, and next thing you know, everything's kind of awkward, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, you're playing like water polo or something. It just takes a little bit, and that was a horrible, horrible example. It's the only thing I could come up with. But I think Musselman did a great job. I think he did exactly what was needed to get them going a year ago, and again, it's just trying to get things moving. And yeah, like I said, the off season is so much more important now, because you got to get these guys together quick, playing pickup games, and then getting into practice and getting to know each other better. I think the offseason now is so much more important than basketball than it ever has been. I really do. It's all part of that build-up. It's all part of staging, right? Building up to when you start getting ready for the season. So do you see Connor Vanover getting any playing time? They say Connor works out a lot. He's on the floor, and it looks like he's picked up some weight. I don't know. I hope so, because I love what he does for what he does for the floor. I love him as a chess piece. It'd be great if we saw him. There was a 3, almost 4 game stretch where he was coming out, knocking down a couple threes, easily grabbing 8-9 rebounds, shooting semi-well, being a part of the ball movement on the floor, because we know Eric Musselman counts every single pass. He counts every single thing, every pass. They're counting. They have a guy on the staff who counts every single pass. And so that's a big part, and that's got to become a bigger part of his game. There's several times, as soon as he got the ball, he looked around a little bit. You could see him with the ball in his hands. He's moving around, and then he would just kind of take the shot and would miss, and then was benched and wouldn't see the floor again. We'd see him in the first half, and then he disappeared. He's such a problem, though. If he was more consistent outside, he brings such a problem, because he spreads your floor out, or spreads the defense out, which should help being able to drive the lane, being able to post up down low, being able to do the things you need to do down the paint to get easy points. something that Arkansas struggled at. You guys remember I griped, bitched, and moaned for like 75% of the season or 60% of the season, the first half and then a little bit more, how horrible they were at finishing at the rim. And part of it happened when Connor Vanover wasn't on the floor. Or they're coming out of transition and they try to go for an easy layup and miss. Like, how many times did we see that last year? It was terrible. They couldn't finish at the rim. Connor allows that to become easier because he stretches your floor out because of the fear of a 7-footer being able to have such a clean shot like he does outside. He is capable of knocking down a couple threes a game and forcing a defense to spread out and to play him a little bit differently. Also, he's slow. We know that. He's not the most athletic big. I mean, what 7-footer is? Not very many. There's only been a couple as athletic, right? How we missed so many damn layups and free throws. Yeah, they were awful at finishing at the rim, and that got better. And what's funny is they got better at right about the time when Vanover wasn't on the floor. So it's not a must that he needs to get better. It would just be great if he was, right? Luke Stoltz had a comment retracted. I guess he deleted his comment. I think Muss has shown that he can foster a locker room where guys can mesh, and the staff can find the fight. I lost my glasses. The right line. That's one of my biggest takeaways from the last 2 years. Yeah, he'll find a way. I'm not worried so much about gelling. I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about, I don't think that if it is a concern, I don't think it stays that way, right? We've seen him. He makes changes as the season goes. You remember him and Mason Jones got in each other's faces, right? Yeah. But I do hope if Connor got better, if Connor became a more consistent player and was able to pick up more minutes on the floor, that's such a problem. That is such a problem for teams to deal with. Not only is he a big, not only is he capable of getting some easy rebounds, should be when he's not being out rebounded by his own teammate Justin Smith. But not only should those rebounds come easier, not only should you get more second chance shots and more defensive rebounds, but he can spread you out. He can spread the floor out and he can knock down a couple threes, 2-3 threes. I mean, I was at the red-white scrimmage his first year on campus. Dude, he was knocking them down. Of course, he wasn't eligible the following year or that season, but he was knocking them down. He's capable of doing it. We just got to see him do it in a live situation. On a side note, did you waste 2 hours on the new Space Jam? I did not. Although I did finish Loki. And it was pretty cool. The show itself, it was okay. I'd give it a 6. But what it means for Marvel, holy crap. Oh, man, if you need to get caught up on that because they just kind of, it's almost like they hit the reset button. It's crazy. Loki was, it wasn't bad. It was kind of a meh, right? All right. Something here. Let me shut some of this stuff out here. I want to show you guys something about, we were talking about Obanor earlier. There's a really good article. I'm not going to go over the whole thing. Closing out my notes. I'll share my screen with you. Special shout out. By the way, again, thanks to the super chat. It is open if you guys have anything. Grant Patrick, sorry I'm late, y'all. And hell yes, I'm watching the new Space Jam. Why wouldn't I go watch the GOAT showcase his skills in cinema? Oh, gosh. Michael Jordan's Space Jam was better. And I haven't even seen the new Space Jam, and I'm already saying that. Hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute. I want to share my screen. I wanted to show you guys an article. If you haven't already, you need to go check out my boy, Evan. You guys know what I do here. I kill names. I think it's Dimmeril. Evan Dimmeril. He's a good dude. Writes for Best of Arkansas Sports, BOAS. He had a really good article, and I didn't finish the whole thing, but it's not a super long article. But let me share my screen with you. Beep. I know it's trippy, right? Okay. And I will get back to the comment section here momentarily. Again, this is BOAS, Best of Arkansas Sports. Hopefully that, okay. Now this was written earlier by Evan. And the title, Top 4 Reasons Kevin Obanor Erred in Choosing Texas Tech over Arkansas. On Friday, the best outside shooting big man in college basketball announced he has chosen Texas Tech over Arkansas as his transfer destination. Now let me scroll down. Boop, boop, boop. Talking about the relationship. Yeah, that was – I'd kind of glossed over this earlier. That's my bad, Evan. Don't hate me. I wanted to get down to his. So, first he points out, okay, I was recruited by Musselman, so we had a pretty solid relationship before Oral Roberts. He played, the 2021 NCAA tournament, and things didn't play out, but it's all God's plan. More importantly, Musselman is the more seasoned head coach, someone who has a far surer thing in his ability to develop Obanor, the new Texas Tech head coach, better than Mark Adams is what he's saying here. Eric Musselman is a rising coaching superstar in college basketball. Again, good point. And has a track record of developing multiple transfers, including standout big man Justin Smith last year. He also has plenty of NBA experience as well as a staff filled with assistants with NBA bona fides. Mark Adams hasn't been a head coach at the Division I level since 1997 and has zero NBA experience. Sure, Adams could turn out to be great, but Musselman by far is the more sure thing. Obanor has just one season left. Or Obanor. I keep saying Obanor. Obanor. Just one season left to give himself the best shot possible at the NBA. Why take unnecessary risk? Right? So now we're going to compare Bud Walton versus United Supermarkets Arena, Rupp Arena, Allen Fieldhouse, Pauley Pavilion, blah, 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 Bud Walton Arena. Arkansas Basketball's arena is on the short list of the greatest home court atmospheres in the game. When it gets rocking and rolling, it ranks up there with the best of the best and often gets louder. Obanor only got a glimpse of that atmosphere when he played against Arkansas last winter, thanks to COVID restrictions. Texas Tech basketball players, meanwhile, playing something called the United Supermarkets Arena. Capacity 15,000. I think it is just a little north of 15,000. This disparity reflects the gap prestige between the two programs. Yeah, I don't think there's, and this is a good point, I don't think there's any comparison. Bud Walton is one of the nicest arenas. And think about its age. I mean, it was built back in the mid-'90s, and it's still considered a palace. What do you got going on down in Lubbock, huh? Arkansas has 11 Elite Eight appearances and a national title, while Texas Tech has 2 Elite Eight appearances and a runner-up finish. Even when looking at only looking at the last 10 years, Texas Tech basketball's overall record is 177 and 148. Arkansas's is 214 to 121. 214 wins, 121 losses. That's it's pretty good. Now here's the roster outlook. I'm not going to spoil all that for you because I want you guys to go read it. I'll copy and paste this for you. I want you guys to go read that. I don't want to get in. I didn't want to go too far into. Hey, Thomas Nunley with the super chat. You the man. But there is BOAS, Best of Arkansas Sports. I mean, that dude, he does good work over there. What it be, Ty? Super stoked for our Razorbacks this next academic year, starting with football. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate it, man. Our basketball coach used to send this 6'7" beanpole to work out with us during you're talking about your high school coach. Okay. Do you think it would something Connor to train with the football squad? Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Bud Walton is going to be a madhouse this year. Oh, you ain't lying. Yeah, and he's missing out on it. I keep calling him. It's Obanor. I apologize. Obanor. We might have to replace the roof Bud Walton after we cheer it into oblivion this year. It's going to be crazy. If you guys have never been in there, I've been in there when it's capacity. Used to go to a lot of games back in the mid late 90s. Well, and of course went to Barnhill too before that. But Barnhill was surprisingly loud. People kind of underestimate, and I know a lot of people either didn't live here or weren't born. But Barnhill was rocking back before Arkansas, before the Razorbacks built Bud Walton. But yeah, Bud Walton's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. I'm excited for it. I think Obanor was intimidated by our team. There is that possibility. Again, you need to go read this article. It's really good. I mean, I like that he lists some of this, kind of talks about some of this stuff. Of course, we already talked about the matchup between the two head coaches and the stadiums. But if you go further down, he quotes Bart Pullman on their a quick look at what Kevin Obanor did last year in big games with ORU. So you've got that in there. It's good stuff. You need to go check it out. Go read it. He does compare Fayetteville and Lubbock. Let me read a piece of what he says here. Come on now. Is this even an argument? On one hand, a dried topographical nightmare of a place, and on the other, one of the best areas to live in the nation. That's trolling, and you love it. You love it. Definitely not someone writing in favor of Arkansas. But I think he's right. He brings up great points in this. So you need, again, go check it out. I left you guys the link there in chat, and I'll be sure and leave it down in the comments section or in the description box. So, all right. Shout out to everyone who was here. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you guys haven't already. We're getting closer and closer to the full time. I am going to have to push it back, but I'm so excited. We're going to push this back. I thought we were going to get it going late July, early August, but it looks like it's going to be more like sometime either. I'm thinking right now it's gonna be the Monday before, possibly the Tuesday before Rice. So I don't have my calendar up, but it's going to be the game week is when we're going to start, and we're going to go full time. That's the projection right now. If I can do sooner, I will. But it's looking like game week will be, and I'm going to assume it's probably going to be that Monday or Tuesday, and it'll be live full time. So, yeah, talking to some sponsors. I do want to rebrand and do some stuff here and there, but I'm so picky about what I want to do. I'm so picky, and I've gone back and forth on some designs and just some ideas, and I'm so damn picky. I am. I can't help it. I just am. So, anyways, shout out again to all you guys in chat. Remember to like if you haven't already, subscribe, right? And share the content. Oh, and yeah, Patreon supporters. Boom. There you go. We're going to end on that note right there. Right at the hour mark. How do you like them apples? Woo Pig. Oh, thank you for the happy birthday, by the way. Off topic, Ty, but do you still continue your homeschooling lessons through the summer? No, I do not. Nope, we do not. Peace, brother. Woo Pig. Yeah, go Hogs. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, it'll probably be Friday again, but if there's any breaking news, I'll try to go live then as well. All right? Go Hogs.